born in 1939 in British India, was a boy whose first memory was of the devastating Bengal famine which took the lives of about 3 million people, which were lost due to neglect. A memory ingrained in the mind and heart of the deeply empathetic 5-year-old, a memory which he would carry for years to come, molding his choices to help and care for people in need. Even though the young talent had the opportunity to study naval architecture in the renowned University of Glasgow, he knew that he couldn't work in his own home country if he continued in the field, and so he decided to finish his studies in accounting instead and head back as soon as he could, and joined in a company back in East Pakistan. However, while he might have been doing well in his job, disaster struck once again when a cyclone swept through the country and over 300,000 people lost their lives. This is when he realized that a 9-to-5 job held no meaning to him if he could not help people who were suffering. This is when he formed his first non-profit organization, HELP, as an initiative to continue the relief operations. And when in 1971 Pakistan broke into civil war, he returned to London to campaign and protest and garner the European governments and general public to recognize Bangladesh as its own country through his organization, Action Bangladesh. But he also wanted to help further and set up another foundation called Help Bangladesh to raise funds for the freedom fighters back home. Thus began the journey of an organization that would change the lives of millions of people over the globe for years to come. On the 1st of February, the Bangladesh Rehabilitation Assistance Committee was formed, which today we know as BRAC. A humble organization that started its own work on a cold February night in front of a mayor's stall in a village in Derai, where Sir Abed, along with Dr. Monoranjan Sarkar and Mr. Ashraful, distributed medicine to the needy with their own hands. Through relentless work and dedication, the organization grew at exponential rate, and soon Sir Abed became one of the earliest advocates of microfinance in Bangladesh. He established BRAC in over 14 countries over Asia and Africa. Soon he managed to earn BRAC the title of the world's #1 NGO for 4 years in a row. He earned many awards and medals to add to his arsenal, but perhaps the most noteworthy would be when he was appointed Knight Commander of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George by the British Crown in recognition of his services to reducing poverty in Bangladesh and internationally. The humble legend was loved by all, and to everyone in his organization, he was simply known as Abed Bhai. Perhaps a perfect title for someone who acted as a guardian and a protector like an elder brother. He believed education was one of the most important part of building up the future of the nation, and so he invested in making education free for people in areas who cannot afford to educate their children. He also worked to give microloans, job training and health care to every corner of the country. Sir Fazle Hasan Abed, the champion of the deprived people, passed away at the age of 83. Few people live to make such a substantial contribution to improving the condition of those living in poverty. The pioneering poverty fighter did not see himself as a visionary when he began working with the vulnerable and destitute, but visions he certainly developed as his very localized effort to help people in need grew into something much, much larger than he could have ever imagined.
तो हो